Hey there, Bob from Oregon's Constant Gardener. Welcome to the OCGFAM show. It's good to have you here. It's good to have me there, I guess I should say. Nectar for the Gods, Spartan Regimen. That's what we've been working on for the last little bit here. We're just moving on with that. We learned all the basics of this. I'm just recapping quickly for those that didn't join us earlier. We went through all the basics. That's in a video before. You can watch that. We talked about the enzymatic and microbial properties of SLF100 and how to use that. And then we moved on to tea, microbial teas. Then we set this guy up, our microbial tea brewer. We got the air pump and the aqua lung and all that stuff. We put all our mixture in here and then we bubbled it up. It's bubbling for, oh gosh, all night. This thing's been going 12, 18 hours maybe. So we're ready to feed this stuff. So let's scoop some of this up and get it down into the old garden. So once your tea's all done brewing, all you gotta do is just feed it to the old plants there. You just pour it on them. But that's not nearly the end of the tea discussion because what we did here is a pretty basic type of bacterially rich tea just for general type purpose of cycling the nutrients through your plant more efficiently and giving it a rich microbial life to be healthy and strong. But there's all kinds of things you can do with tea. Foliar feeding, lots of different applications for that and lots of different mixes of tea. So we need to talk about that probably in a future episode. So in the comments, a couple people have already asked about, what tea should I use? And it depends on what you're trying to accomplish. So if you have some questions about those, let's get those in the comments. And then, next week sometime I'll get some tea type experts and we'll get them in here and get it figured out about answering some more questions and getting a real tea-focused episode. So let me finish this up, and then I want to talk to you about how often you do the tea. I'll talk to you in just a second. So how often do you apply the tea? Good question. And in the general sense of gardening, there's as many answers as there are gardeners and gardens. It really is, one of those things that depends, and there's within reason, no wrong or right answer. But we haven't been talking generally. We've been talking specifically about using Nectar for the Gods and Spartan Regimen. So with regard to that, there is a recommendation from Nectar for the Gods. And here's what they recommend. That you feed with nectar, you do a tea, you do 2 more feeds, and then you do a flush, the Herculean flush. And we've gone through all of those things, just not the order and how you do them. So this is their recommended schedule. Feed, tea, feed, flush. And some of you are probably saying, oh, that sounds great. And others are saying, that sounds like a lot of feeding, because a lot of people will do feed, water, feed, water, feed, water, feed, water, to not use so much nutrients. And they understand that. I talked to Scott and he said, it depends on your budget, but the more you feed, the more produce you're gonna get. So optimally, this is what they recommend. So I guess, let's talk about this a little bit. So what do you do? What do you like? How does it work for you? And let's go through that and what kind of questions you have about teas and that sort of thing. And then let's figure out next week some where we're going to go with this whole thing, what our direction is for going through the future. Because we've got kind of through all the basic stuff. Let's get a little more advanced. Let's get into this. Let's have some fun. So that's the show for today. I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow. For more information about anything on today's show, go to our website, OCGFAM.com. The OCGFAM show, it's pretty good. It happens every day. It's the OCGFAM show. See you tomorrow.